Whiskers the cat lay napping. The sun warmed his fur. Suddenly he heard a loud sob.
Help! Help!
Whiskers opened one eye. He saw a small girl. She was crying by the fishbowl.
What's wrong?
Purred Whiskers.
Bubbles is gone! My goldfish is missing!
She pointed at the empty bowl. Whiskers had never seen a missing fish before. This was a case for a detective. Whiskers puffed out his chest. He would find Bubbles. He put on his thinking cap. That meant licking his paw and cleaning his ear. First, he needed clues. He sniffed around the fishbowl. He found a tiny fish scale. It glittered like a clue should. Next, he needed suspects. He looked at the other pets. There was Fido the dog, sleeping soundly, and Polly the parrot, preening her feathers. This was a real mystery. Whiskers narrowed his eyes. He was ready to solve the case. Whiskers started with Fido. The dog was still asleep. Whiskers nudged him awake.
Did you see Bubbles?
He asked. Fido yawned.
Bubbles? Is that the little snack that swims?
He drooled. Whiskers shook his head. Fido wasn't very helpful. Next, he questioned Polly. The parrot was singing a cheerful tune.
Polly, did you see where Bubbles went?
Whiskers interrupted. Polly stopped singing.
Fish? I love fish. They taste like sunshine.
She squawked. Whiskers sighed. This was going nowhere. Whiskers found a wet paw print by the fishbowl. It was too big for Bubbles. Could it be Fido's?
This paw print is yours!
He accused. Fido looked confused.
I was asleep.
He mumbled. Whiskers wasn't sure. He decided to look for more clues. He followed the trail of water droplets. The droplets led to the garden. This was very suspicious. Whiskers thought Fido might have taken Bubbles outside. Whiskers searched the garden. He looked under bushes and behind flower pots. Where could Bubbles be? Suddenly, he heard a familiar splash. He followed the sound to the garden pond, and there, swimming happily, was Bubbles. Bubbles wasn't missing at all. He had jumped out of his bowl and into the pond. Whiskers couldn't believe it. He gently scooped Bubbles out of the pond and carried him back inside. The little girl was overjoyed to have her fish back.
You found him!
She cried, hugging Bubbles. Whiskers purred. Case closed, he thought. But maybe next time Bubbles should stick to swimming in his bowl.